Hello and welcome to Power Moves, where we find ways to level up in our career, level up in our finances, and level up in life in general. Welcome, welcome. If you are watching this on YouTube, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Tonight's topic is the Hater Parade Part 2. The Hater Parade Part 2. More haters that you are going to meet on your life's journey. Okay, because there are a lot of them. We had to break it up into two episodes. There might be a third one. We'll see how it goes. But yes, this is the Hater Parade Part 2. Now, on your life's journey, you will meet some wealth haters. Okay? And they will say things like all that money and they're just spending it on themselves. Or they could say something like, they could have used that money to help the needy or feed the homeless, or they think they're better than everyone else just because they have a little bit more cash. Wealth haters or haters of people who are just well off. They may not be wealthy, but just well off. Anytime you get a little bit of money, you are going to have some haters automatically because money is just that powerful. We give it that much power. So, um, they're gonna they'll always be primed and ready to hate on you and your money, especially if you have a lot of it. A wealthy person's character and attitude will always be overshadowed by their money. What do we know about Elon Musk's character or his attitude? What do we know about Jeff Bezos' character or his attitude? We know nothing. The money, whenever someone mentions the money that they have, it just overpowers everything else. And when you're on that level, or maybe just well to do, sometimes just middle class, that money is going to overshadow anything that might have to do with your character or your personality or who you are. People will just see the money. That's the way the world works. And that is why you should not give any credence to wealth haters. If they're swayed by how much money you have. If you were broke, then they'd be looking down on you. So, um, basically, unfortunately, that's how people are going to end up seeing things. For wealthy people and everyone else to a lesser extent, it is important to have a tight circle of people who you can trust. That's for everybody, but especially people who have a little bit of change. People who know you, love you, and won't judge you or be envious about the amount of money that you have. That's very important. Because when you're running in this, in these different circles, especially when you have a lot of money, you have a lot of different circles that you're appearing in and that you're, conversing in and that you're networking in. A little bit gets taken out of you every time you interact with people like that, especially if you're interacting with haters. But if you have your tight circle that you can go to and be yourself with, and get advice from, and it's not going to be tainted advice based on how much money you have to give. That's important. So I do suggest having a tight circle of people around you who can help you and who know you and who love you and who can give you the right perspective. Because sometimes, especially when you have a lot of money, you end up not, your perspective gets skewed, especially since you're working with a lot of people and all of it is about the money. So, wealth haters, give them no credence. You do you, okay? Fixed income haters. This is to the opposite extreme. They'll say things like, girl, he's cute, but I would never date someone that works at Walmart. Or they'll say something like, um, girl, he's cute, or she's hot, but she works at McDonald's, or she's on welfare, stuff like that. Well, since the beginning of time, money has commanded respect, and lack of money has caused a lack of respect. Okay? So, of course, there's nothing wrong with working a job at Walmart or places like Walmart as long as you are comfortable and you are happy, then you do you. Don't let anyone tell you what you're doing is wrong. If you feel that you're doing what's right for you and you're at a good place in this point in your life, do you. Don't be disparaged by people who hate on you because of where you work now. Um, Now, if there's a problem though if you are working full time and still struggling to survive. So if you're comfortable, do you, but if you're still struggling to survive and you're working a full-time job just trying to get by, you might want to try something that will remedy the situation if possible. If possible. Okay, if you are not satisfied and your needs are not being met, then you should take all possible strides to improve and better your circumstances. But don't mind the haters. Most of the time, when someone is hating on you because of your income or your lack of income, it's partly because of the struggle. They're hating the struggle, not the fact that you work where you are, but the struggle that we attach to people who makes a certain amount of money. Okay, they're hating on not having enough to provide for your family. They're hating on the fact that you might not be able to pay your bills. They're thinking all of these things because they associate that with not having money. But there are a lot of people who are working on a fixed income who are very happy and very satisfied. And if you are one of those people, don't give any credence to fixed income haters. You do you and what works best for you in your life at this point in time. Okay? All of these different haters are usually hating because of something going on internally. So my advice for all of these different haters that we are listing is to pay them no mind, number one, because they obviously don't know you or they wouldn't be hating on you. And number two, it's because they have something going on internally and it's just a reflection of what's going on inside of them. So you shouldn't even take it personally. A lot of people, their emotions come up and they come out and they don't really think about what they're saying or doing or how they're acting. So it's an internal thing. Don't take it personally at all. Okay? Personal style haters. Why is she wearing that? She thinks she's styling, but she know good and well she cannot dress. There is no right or wrong way to dress. I'm sure you all know that by now. Clothes we wear are the outward expression of who we are on the inside. So obviously, since we are all different on the inside, we will tend to look different on the outside. Don't let anyone put you in your personal style into a box. Okay, people dress in either what they feel is comfortable or what looks good. People do what works for them. Now, if you're struggling and you feel like you need to improve, that's one thing. If you're struggling to dress to satisfy your idea of what you should look like and you think that you need to improve, hire a stylist. Okay, watch a few YouTube videos, buy a book on fashion, get some ideas. Okay, that's one thing. But if you're comfortable and don't want to change, why should you? Why should you just because someone's hating on you? Hmm? I don't think, my father was a terrible dresser. He held on to all of his clothes from the 70s and 80s and refused to wear anything different. We would try to upgrade his style, buy him new things, more updated things, and those things would go straight to the back of the closet. He did not care. And bless his heart, he dressed he dressed terribly for the rest of his life. All of his adult life. He chose not to change, and it worked for him. And he was not stressed. He was not upset or unhappy about his clothing. He liked what was comfortable and he put it on and he wore it. He didn't care about style. And if that's you, so be it. Do what makes you happy. Don't let someone on the outside who obviously doesn't know you tell you you need to change your clothing. I met a guy. We seemed to be doing really well. We had a lot of chemistry going. But I like to thrift. And I also like to buy clothes at Goodwill. And he didn't like that. He thought that he should be dating someone who wore what he wore, which is the cheapest of the high-end name brands that he could get. Meaning he would wear a Gucci belt and he would wear Coach sneakers. But I feel like if I'm going to dress in a big label, then I want the whole outfit. I want the big things. I'm not just going to scrimp and save for a belt or a pair of earrings. So I styled myself based on what I could find in the thrift store and what I find at Goodwill. He didn't like it. And so we broke up. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? I guess it wasn't deeper. It wasn't as deep as I thought it was. But all of that to say, do what makes you happy and people will adjust. And if they don't, forget about them. Okay? There are also complexion haters. I'm sure we're all familiar with this. He or she is too dark to wear that color, or he or she is so pale they really look like a vampire and they need to get some sun. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard this a million times before, but it bears repeating because it's obviously not sticking. Okay, there is no perfect complexion. All complexions are beautiful. All complexions are unique, and all complexions should be appreciated. They're all beautiful and they deserve to be celebrated as such. Archaic beauty standards that prize lighter skin tones over darker ones have really ruined the way we see and interact with one another. And our zeal to correct this has moved us all the way to the other extreme, so much so that in some situations I'm seeing people react negatively to lighter skin tones and say that darker is the better skin tone. And we all just need to take a step back, meet in the middle, and realize that there is no right or wrong skin tone. We were all given what we were given, and we were given that for a reason, and we need to appreciate that. Yeah, embrace your color, embrace your skin tone. All skin tones are beautiful, and you should embrace yours, as that is the only way to overcome the stigma. We all just need to learn to be happy and accept ourselves. And that's a tall order for some, but it is imperative. It's extremely important. If you don't love yourself, if you don't accept yourself, please take strides to change that. Join a self-love group on Facebook. Talk to a therapist. That's extremely important because your relationship with yourself is the longest relationship you'll ever have in your life. You've been with you from day one, and you'll be with yourself when you leave this world. And you need to love yourself for as much of that period as possible. Okay? Lifestyle haters. Lastly, lifestyle haters. Man, they are in the gym all the time. They need to get a personal life. Or all they do is brunch and party, read a book or something. Okay? As long as you are living up to your personal standards, your lifestyle should be a non-issue. Again, do you? Do you? If you like to party, if you like to brunch, if you like to be out in the public eye, that's who you are. And operate in your truth. Okay? Do you? A lot of people who hate on other people's lifestyle are doing it because, like, if you're an extrovert and they're hating on you for being a social butterfly, it's usually because they lack a social life. And when they compare themselves to you, they're unhappy. It's usually because they have no life at all. And then there are those who hate on people who don't have a social life, who hate on people who like to stay in the house all the time. I am one of them. I like to stay in the house. I'm a homebody. And usually those people are ones who overextend themselves trying to be social to prove a point, either to other people or themselves, that they have a life, when really they envy people who can sit back and relax and don't need to be in the mix all of the time. Okay? Again, all of these haters have something going on internally, and it's being expressed outwardly as hate towards you. You should not take it personal. It really has nothing to do with you most of the time. Okay? Lifestyle haters. Brunchers have great social lives. Bookworms are well-rounded and knowledgeable. Activists change the world. We are all unique and have a part to play, and our lifestyles are a big part of that. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Hater Parade Part 2. If you would like to send a topic in or say hello or communicate, you can do that through my website at KarenMack.com. That's KaronMack.com. I would love to hear from you. You can also reach me on Instagram at Karen_Mack and on Facebook at Karen Mack. I would love, love, love to hear from you. Again, if you are seeing this on YouTube, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. And I will talk to you all again next time.